Hello, Nick Bougiou, editor of The Logistics Point. In the third and last part of our interview with Lars Jensen, CEO of SeaIntelligence Consulting, we're going to discuss how COVID-19 will affect the efforts to save the environment. Thank you for watching. Another very important topic, again before the crisis, and some people are still talking about it, is environment. Do you think that this is going to have some negative impact on the way that we approach the environment right now and the crisis with it?
Yeah, I think it will delay everything. Realistically, if you look at it, what's going to happen is the world is going to go into a recession if it's not already in a recession. That basically just depends on how you measure it and how you define it. And that means the predominant element for most people around the world is going to be, do I have a job? And how can we get the economy back up and running so I can get a job? And all the different governments right now, that will be their key priority. Pursuing the environmental agenda, it's not to say that it is unimportant, but it is going to take second stage. It is not going to get the level of attention it has had in the last few years. It will resurface. Once everything gets back up and running, rest assured it will come back equally strong, but it will be delayed by a couple of years.
And it doesn't necessarily sound very pessimistic, but it's not necessarily the most optimistic as well. Is there something that we can look forward to, something as a good news in all of that?
No, you can say the only thing you can say you can look forward to, and again, that's why I say that's probably just me becoming old and boring. We have had large downturns over the centuries in the world before, and the world always emerges afterwards. It's just a matter of time. Now, in the financial crisis, it took about a year to get back to a reasonable footing again. How long is it going to take this time? It's a bit more of an unknown, because the trigger point of the crisis here obviously was not economic, and the trigger point could then also disappear relatively shortly. But it's not the trigger point that determines when it goes away. That's going to be determined by the confidence of the consumers that the world is coming back to normal. So the real question is, how quickly will people regain that confidence? And that to some degree depends on how the various governments are then going to handle the crisis in the coming weeks.
So do you have some advice for governments and companies in this current situation then?
I'm not sure it would be advice as such. But the way I see it is also what many governments are actively trying to do right now. Make sure that healthy companies don't go bankrupt. Because you always have the good old rule of thumb that no companies ever go bankrupt because they lose money. Companies go bankrupt because they run out of cash. And that is the key of the crisis right now, with everything coming to a grinding halt. Unless the government step in very quickly and very forcefully, you risk a lot of very good, very healthy companies go bankrupt for no reason. And if too many sound companies go bankrupt, it's going to take a long time for the recovery to start, because then you have to restart everything from scratch. That's not really what you want. And so far, at least if you look over Europe, I don't have any opinion at all whether these rescue packages they're rolling out now are large enough or whether they're too small, but at least I see a very strong political willingness to step in quickly and precisely prevent sound companies from going bankrupt. You can potentially be a bit more worried about what goes over in the US, where it seems that partisan bickering still takes the upper hand, even to the extent of delaying rapid rescue packages.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment down below.